It's live.
Yes. Good evening, Bhante and all Kalyana Mita Suti Huntu and Kalyana, and welcome to Sutta Discussion Day 94 by Bhante Dr. Tanggodawila Chandima. This is the 13th class of Pattakamma Sutta with topic The Final Review. Pattakamma Sutta is the 7th sutta from the total of 10 suttas that has been chosen by Bhante Chandima for this sutta discussion. In previous classes, Bhante has discussed about Mangala Sutta, Ratana Sutta, Metta Sutta, Sigalowada Sutta, Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, and Savasava Sutta, which Bhante has elaborated those sutta in depth. For those who have missed our previous classes, please check on Ti-Ratana Vihara Aman-Pradana's Facebook page and YouTube channel. We have uploaded the previous 93 classes there. We are always welcoming newcomers, therefore whoever that wish to join the class via Zoom, where we can engage directly with Bhante, can contact us on Ti-Ratana Vihara Aman-Pradana's Clan Facebook Messenger or register through the QR code that has shared in our recent flyer regarding to the Sutta discussion class on our Facebook account, or even can contact the Vihara directly through WhatsApp. Our speaker, Bhante Dr. Tanggodawila Chandima, is the Associate Editor of the Journal of International Buddhist Studies, or JIBS, which is published by the Buddhist Research Institute of Mahachulalongkorn Raja Vidyalaya University in Thailand. He was previously a research fellow at the Center for Studies in Religion and Society, or CSRS, at University of Victoria, Canada. Bhante Dr. Chandima was also a Theravada Buddhist chaplain at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver, Canada from year 2012 till 2016. Bhante currently is the senior advisor to Patisota, a virtual Dhamma organization that hosts a weekly online pari reading class, sutta discussion, Dhamma talks, and a variety of other Dhamma activities. His Dhamma works can be accessed at www.patisotablogspot.com, and we also can follow Bhante at Patisota Facebook account. Without further ado, we welcome once again Bhante, and thank you very much for the wonderful guidance and teaching as always.
Thank you, Aliana, again for the introduction. Good evening, Dhamma friends. Welcome back
Evening,
to our
Bhante.
TR Sutta discussion. Today is going to be day 94. It's almost going to be 100. And we are going to finish Pattakamma Sutta today. It's going to be an interesting day today. You might be asked some questions, right? That's how we're going to make sure that you understood the context of the sutta. All right, so let's get started by respecting the Buddha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tasse bhagavatu arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tasse bhagavatu arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tasse bhagavatu arahato samma sambuddhassa. Do we have newcomers today? Or are you all attending for some time? Okay, so we have Aliana, Margaret Tan, Kim, Brother Boo, Kelvin, Sadris Nine, Sheng, Kim Neo, and you only, Tisilin, Melinda, Sitadiola, regular attendees. Aaron is going to be today's technical support. Thank you, Aaron. Chan, Jacqueline, Emma, Sumita, you, John. All right, so Pattakamma Sutta's last section, I would say this is going to be the summary of the sutta. So we will take a look at those two, the last phrase, the paragraph, and then there are a couple stanzas that have summarized the whole sutta. Okay, so this is the phrase. So in order to save the time, I'm going to read. Sakho so Gahapati Arya Savako Uddhana viryadi gatehi bhogehi baha bala parjitehi sedavakittehi dhammikehi dhammalattehi imani chattari pattakammani katta. Now, a householder, lay people, they are going to fulfill the Pattakammas, 4 Pattakammas uh, given above, the way how it was given above. That means a householder, a lay person, can be a Arya Samanta, a noble disciple of the Buddha. By earning wealth with energetic striving, and then by working hard, using the hands, and then sweating, and then with the things that they have acquired through righteous ways, ethical ways. This is how they, or somebody as a layperson, can earn wealth. Everything that they acquire through wealth, they have to go to Pattakamma. All those wealth should go to Pattakamma. Pattakamma means the wealth has to be a worthy deed. So Patta means worthy, Kamma means deed. That means your money should not just stay in somewhere, in a dormant place. It has to properly be utilized by transform them onto the Pattakammas. Now, in order to emphasize a layperson's journey in bringing one's wealth into Pattakamma, the Buddha again reiterates, Yassa Kassati Gahapati. Anyatra. If there is a layperson who does not transform, bring his or her wealth into the Pattakammas, and this is going to happen to that person, Imehi Chatuhi Pattakamhi Bhoga, that kind of wealth, Parikhayan Gachan, go to waste. Nobody would like to waste what they earn. Ime Uchanti Gahapati Bhoga Atthana Gata. Not only that wealth goes to waste, but also Atthanagata. They have gone to a place that they should not have been going. Atthanagata. I think they have been misplaced. Apattagata. They have not properly achieved. I mean, in the sense of wealth, it might have come to a certain place. But in terms of your spiritual life, as a Buddhist person, that kind of wealth, any wealth, might not have come to the right place. Anayatanaso paributta, not properly utilized, consumed. On the other hand, yassa kassati gahapati, imehi chatuhi pattakammehi bhoga. If somebody properly using this wealth onto pattakammas, then it won't go to parikray. What you call it? It will never go to waste. They are tanagata. They have properly come to the right place. Pattagata, as you can see over here, the translation. They have come to the right place. They have properly achieved ayatanaso pari buttanti. They have been utilized for a worthy cause. Now comes a few stanzas to summarize. Most of the suttas have some stanzas at the end just to highlight what the sutta is about in prose. Bhutta bhoga bhata baccha within apadasmi. Maybe we can ask somebody to read because this is a stanza. Anybody who would like to read this part? This is one stanza. Anybody who would like to read? Or maybe recite? Yes. Yes, Kim, please go ahead.
Buta boga bata baca. Artinya apa dasu me. Udaga dakina dina. Atau pancabali kata. Upatita silawanto sanyata brahmacharyo.
Interesting. Thank you. Several things to be understood. Bhutta, bhoga, bhata, bhacha. There's a certain challenge over here. Why? Every word has to be pronounced with an aspirate, a breathing voice. Not Buddha, Bhutta, not Boga, Bhoga, not Bata, Bhata, not Bacha, Bhacha. See, Bhutta, Bhoga, Bhata, Bacha. Then here, within na, Apada, Sumi, Uddhagga, Dakkhina, Dina. See the Dana, the form, the name of the Dana has come up here. Whatever the thing that you are giving to Sangha is called Dakkhina, Din. Atho, Panchabali Kata, Upattita, Silavantu, Sanyata, Brahmacharayo. Now, what is this? This is everything that we've been learning so far. All they have been given in one stanza. Let's see. Bhoga Bhutta. This is number one. Huh? You see the order. Bhoga Bhutta. Bhoga means Bhoga.
Enjoy well.
Huh? Bhoga means enjoyed.
Well,
Well. Bhoga means well. Bhutta means enjoy. Past participle in Pali. Bhutta. Now, you know, when somebody becomes an Arahant, they say, Katang Karaniya Naparang Ittataya. Yeah, I have done everything, nothing to do, nothing is left. There is no remainder. Right? Katang Karaniya. Kina Jati Visita. Katang Karaniya. I have ended my sansaric journey. Right? So here, what do you call again? Bhoga means wealth, Buddha means enjoy, maybe experience, enjoy. Who? Who has done this? Who has enjoyed? Where is that guy? Who has done it? Who has enjoyed well? That person has to be taken in implied sense. So you have to understand who is this. A lay person has enjoyed well. A lay person. A lot of things in Dhamma, they have to be understood in implied sense. You have to understand who this is. Then the next one, Bhata Bacha. Who are these people? Bhata Bacha. Bacha. I want to simplify this. So you can go this way. Okay, so Bhoga, Bhutta. Then Bacha. Bacha. Bacha means Bacha. Bacha.
Bacha.
Huh?
Dependence.
And Bacha means those who have been under us, under you as a layperson. Right? Let's say your dependents. Maybe who are they? Maybe probably your children, maybe other people. Every person who has gone under you because of the financial reasons. But I mean, because you are nurturing them, you are supporting them. So Bacha means anybody, dependents, right? They have been dependents. So Bacha, Bata means nurtured, taken care. So now you have enjoyed well. At the same time, you have Bhata means you have supported or you have taken care your dependents. Within Apadasu. Apadasu. Apadasu means? Apadasu? Disasters, disasters, maybe problems, failures, when problems come to us, when adversities come to us, right? Now, you have been somebody who knows Pattakammas very well. So you know how to do, what to do with your wealth. First, you enjoy your wealth. Second, you support your dependents. Third, you have planned things to overcome adversities, adversities that can come to you, adversities that can come to your wealth, both sides. There are two types of adversities, right? One is to come to your life in general. One will come to your money, right? What are the adversities that can come to our money?
No,
If you are some, I think we have
Stolen,
discussed that.
Bhante, stolen, money stolen.
Theft could be some fraudulent activities. Right? Now, if you have a credit card, sometimes you have to see that your credit card is being compromised by many times. You can't even use it. They say, somebody use your credit card, we have to compromise, gonna send a new one. So this is a problem nowadays, right? So at least sometimes you have to go somewhere, your credit card is not with you. They are not going to send it to somebody. It's been compromised. Why? There are a lot of fraudulent activities happening all the time. So adversities. So things that are adversities that can come to your money, well, adversities that can come to your life, safety, health, and all. So you are making sure that you are properly taking care of your life and your wealth from adversities. There are many things that can come to our life and money. Now, for example, wealth. What about bank charges, inflation? Now, everywhere inflation is very high now because of COVID, post-COVID situations, and then housing prices. Right now, it's not like in olden days. People think that they can save money. They can actually go to the bank and they deposit money. Right now, people are thinking about certain different things, hedging, different other plans. How can I make sure that my money is properly, existing with what's happening outside the world? Wealth management, right? Sometimes it might be not worthy to put some money into a bank and waiting to get some interest. Maybe somebody might think that I want to go for buying some real estates, because the expenses of real estates will be always going high, and then it's better to put that money into that kind of an investment. So you are such a wise person, smart, wise person. You're not thinking that like your grandfather, grandmother, go to the bank and put all that money into the bank account, thinking these are adversities. I have to keep up with what's happening. So there are a lot of problems. On the other side, government can be levying some taxes on grocery. Everything is going up. So how to keep up with these changes with my money, with my wealth? That is what you call apada. So now you have gone over the apada. You understood apada way before they come into you. Way before, not that today this happened, what to do? Maybe you have only one credit card. Now that credit card is compromised. You can't do anything. You must have two credit cards. This is gone, but at least I have this thing. You have a plan. Not that you are using only one credit card. If you can afford that, you're planning what to do, right? All these are adversities. So at this point, enjoy yourself and then support your dependents and overcome adversities way before they go into. Most of the adversities you can predict, forecast, you can get ready for that. Let's say you never expect a certain adversity, that this is coming to you, but still you are okay. And then there comes Sangha at this point. Uddhagga Dakhina Dinna. Uddhagga Dakhina Dinna. Now, these two sentence lines have to come to this one. Okay, this has to be, let me say, this has to be gone to the last one, right? All right. Now, Dakhina, Uddhagga Dakhina Dinna. Uddhagga Dakhina Dinna. Uddhagga means, Uddhagga, it's an interpretative term about the Dakhina. Uddhagga, Dakhina. When you offer Dakhina, it is the good karmas that you are creating as vipakas, they are always taking your Dakhina way higher. Right? That means when you offer a certain offering to the Sangha means not only monks. There are how many types of Sangha are there? Interesting question, right? How many types of Sangha? Who is Sangha over here? Are Sangha those monks who are staying in your local vihara or in another way? But according to the Buddha, who are the Sanghas? The meaning of Sangha is community. It's community. So that means you cannot take one monk as community. When you think about Sangha, it has to be a community. That understanding has to come from a community perspective. Then who is Sangha according to Buddha? Go back to Supatipanno statement. Then you will understand who they are. Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangha. This keeps going. It says Yadidam Chattari Purisa Yugani Atta Purisa Puggala. These are the Sanghas. There are
8 individuals.
4 pairs.
4 pairs, 8 individuals.
And then 8 individuals. Who are they? Someone who is going to become Sotapanna, someone who is already a Sotapanna. Someone who is already someone who is going to become Sakadagami, someone who is already a Sakadagami. So Anagami Arahant. There is no mention about male Sangha, female Sangha. Isn't it? Is there a mention? There is no male, female division of Sangha. Then, if you look at certain suttas in the Sutta Pitaka, you will see there are 4 types of Sangha from a broader perspective. Who they are? Bhikkhu Sangha,
Bhikkhu Sangha, Bhikkhuni Sangha,
and Bhikkhuni Sangha,
Upasika,
Upasaka Sangha, and Upasika Sangha.
Upasika, and Upasaka.
So, this is how we understand Sangha. Now, Sangha means anybody. Sangha is an interpretation taken by the attainments. All right? Not by the physical wearing. It is taken as a as a concept of attaining certain enlightenments. I would say this here, Sotapatti, Sakadagama, Nagama. Not the physical wearing, not the gender. But if you are more curious about those 8 types of Sangha members, you would see there are Sanghas who can come under Bhikkhu Sangha. Male Sangha. Any monk who has who is even on the path of becoming a Sotapanna. Now let's say we never know who they are. At least somebody who is trying to attain Sotapatti. And all these unenlightened Sangha the members in the Vihara, they are Sangha at that. They are on the path, on the way to become a Sotapanna one day. It's like for one day. And what about Bhikkhuni Sangha? Any female Sangha member who has attained Sotapatti, or maybe on the path of becoming a Sotapatti. So are only monks and nuns considered as Sangha? How about lay people? You may be a lay person like Vishaka. You can be a Sotapanna person. How about you? You are also Sangha. But nobody talks like that. You are also Sangha because this is going by attainments. But we don't take Sangha in terms of lay people's life in a formal ceremony. In a formal vihara ceremony, you might be not called as a Sangha, maybe if you are an attained person. So the Buddha says, then Upasaka Sangha, Upasika Sangha, any male person who has attained Sotapatti, or any female person who has attained Sotapatti and maybe on the way forward. They all are Sangha members. So if anybody is giving an offering to any of these individuals, it is called an uplifting dakkhina. And I think I told you the other day, the proper term for dana is dakkhina. It's called dakkhina. Now this is what Buddha does not use the word dana here. Otherwise he could have used this way. He could have said, Uddhagga danadi. There's no mention as such. He says, Uddhagga dakhinadi. That means, as you can see over here, now the person who is doing as such, I given an uplifting offering. Uplifting offering. Then Who was my audience for that uplifting offering? Upattita Silavanto Sanyata Brahmachari. Upattita Silavanto. Silavanto. Silavanto means
Virtuous monk.
virtuous Sangha members. So they are the ones who are keeping their discipline. Those who have developed their, trained their thoughts in terms of kusala things. Huh? Upattita. Upattita means upattita. They are very energetic one. The translation is missing for that. Upattita means they are very energetic. They are striving. They are striving on their Dhamma path. At the same time, they are very virtuous. How do we know that somebody has a good sila? Huh? Can you decide that this person has a lot of sila in one day, the way how they talk, the way how they walk, the way how they do things? Can you decide that this has good sila? How did the Buddha ask us to think about somebody's sila, understand other person's sila? There's a sutta given to King Kosala. The Buddha says, Sangvasena ko bhikkave silam vedita. Sangvasena. By long-term association with somebody only, you will understand whether this person has the sila that I saw in the first place. But there are people who decide in a couple of minutes, this must have lots of sila behind. Right? That is a very wrong perception. Because there are many bad people who live as those guys who have lots of sila. Right? Be careful. Right? So we have to be very careful by understanding. How do we check someone's wisdom? Sakachaya ko bhikkave panya vettapa. King Kosala, you cannot just say somebody is very wise. You have to discuss some Dhamma with that person. Then only you know whether this person has wisdom or not. That's what we are doing, right? We are talking, discussing. This is a very fine way to understand Dhamma, to check whether we have wisdom, whether we are updating with our wisdom. Wisdom also has to be updated, right? Right? Not that we have the 17th century, maybe 70s, 80s, 90s wisdom that we are having. We are trying to update that wisdom with what's happening nowadays and how to cooperate. Okay, so now these Sangha members who you gave dana, they are virtuous and they have striving energy and sanyata. Very interesting. They are very calm. They are very disciplined. How to discipline? How to see the discipline? They are disciplined in terms of their what you call eyes. They are disciplined in the ways of their ears. They are disciplined in the ways of their other things, other sensual activities. They are very disciplined, very calm individuals. Now, what is happening to you when you see a very calm person? Will you be calm too? Is it? Then that means when you see somebody who is very provocating, can you also be provocated at the same time? Very exasperating, angry, grumpy. Can you be angry too? Grumpy too? Yeah, why not? this is break. What do you call? This is affecting. It's like yawning, right? Somebody yawns, other people also yawn. What's going on? Yawning. This person is yawning on the other side of the world, but this person is here. He's also yawning. She's also yawning. Why? This is affecting everybody. Right? Even a good laugh, everybody's affected. Even the sadness, everybody's affected. Right? So, it's very important to be surrounded with the calm, disciplined people. So we are being calm too. And then when we are disciplined, when we are calm, our thoughts will become calm. Whatever we speak will become calm. Whatever our plans will become very wise all the time. Not that we are making decisions without considering what's happening. So these Sangha members, they are very disciplined. And not even that, they are brahmachari. They are practicing their vows. These are the ones you are offering the dhan. Now you have done that too. First is that you have taken care of yourself, taken care of other dependents. You have made sure that you have what you call done things to protect your wealth from adversities, and then you have given dakina to Sangha members who are energetically striving and then virtuous and then self-discipline and then keeping their vows. And then finally, ato panchabali kata, you have done the 5 balis, oblation, call them. All right. So they are mostly taken from the 4 Pattakammas aspects, right? But before 4 Pattakammas, we discuss about a few other things. There are 2 fours. We will be discussing them after. Then we are going to the next stanza. Yadattang bhogang ichcheya pandito gara ma vasang somi atto anupatto katang anantamya. Now this is a statement can be made by a lay person about life and then wealth in terms of his feeling, sensation, perception about how he spent as above. Yadattang bhogam ichcheya. What does it mean? As you can see over here. Yati attang bhogam ichcheya. Now, whatever the purpose, yadi attang ichcheya. Now, I have achieved whatever purpose. Now, you have acquired wealth for whatever the purpose. But you have properly utilized that wealth by distributing this way with the Pattakammas. For whatever the purpose I earned. Maybe you may have earned wealth for different reasons before. But after you understood about the Pattakammas, since then, ever since you understood them, then you are trying to distribute, use or maybe channel those money wealth towards Pattakamma. I may have earned money for different purposes before, but now, by the time I understood Pattakammas, I have properly channeled it. And I became a Pandito Gara Mavasa. Pandito here, you become a wise person. Wise. Can you become a wise person by practicing Pattakamma? It's only about money, wealth. Yes. A person can become a Pandita, wise person, in different ways. So the word, Pali word Panya, you can see over here, Pali word Pandita, maybe there are a couple other Pali words for wise person. Pandita, Vinyu, Sampurisa, they all are about wise people. But when the Buddha talks about auspicious things, right? How many auspicious things are there for a layperson? Maybe anybody? There are
38.
38 blessings. Auspicious thing, Mangala. Now, in explaining these 38 blessings, the Buddha uses this word Pandita for the lay people. Can you remember that? Asevanacha balana, Panditanancha sevana. Now, when you look at this, when you want to understand who is a Pandita, Pandita can initially become a layperson, be a layperson. So that means the people who you are supposed to be with, they must have properly, or they must be properly practicing Pattakammas too. Let's say you are with a friend who does not know about the Pattakamma. He has no understanding, she has no understanding about the Pattakamma. So that person cannot become a Pandita. Maybe they may have understood in their own ways. But the more they understand about Pattakammas, the wiser they become, they can become a Pandita. So now you are a Pandita because you are using the wealth for these Pattakammas. And you are a Gara Mavasa. You are not a monk. You are not a monastic, right? You have become a Pandit, a wise person, by being at home. Right? You are a Pandit at home. Right? And then, so me atto anupatto. So me atto anupatto. Now, by understanding Pattakammas, I have been properly using so me atto anupatto. Anupatto means I have come to the achievement of my wealth in the proper anupatto. I have properly come with my wealth. Katang ananutapya. This is an interesting word. Anutapyang and anutapyang means being remorseful. That means when you follow the Pattakammas with about your wealth, you will never become remorseful, regretful about your wealth. Are there people who become very remorseful by looking at how they have spent money at a certain time of their life? Can they? Can they become so? Remember, there's a story near Jetavanaram temple. There was when the Buddha and other monks come back to the Jetavanaram, the Buddha showed one couple actually, a man and woman. They were begging in front of the Jetavanaram's gate. And then the Buddha asked other monks, do you know who they are? This man is someone who had 18 crore of, 18 crore of money. It's a lot of money at that time. So father, mother did not send this guy to a school, son to a school, because they thought we have lots of money. And the girl also had the same thing from another Setti family. They were all from Setti family. They also did not send her to a school. She did not study. She did not become an entrepreneur. This is interesting. The Buddha says, become an entrepreneur. Make your own business. Don't work for others. That's a very good idea. I mean, you make your own business and you have job security, everything. But not everybody can do this. But the Buddha said, you can do it. If you see some Jataka stories, like Chulla Setti Jataka story. Let me write that for you. These are ideal stuff. Chulla Setti Jataka. In this Jataka, now let me finish that story with the couple. And then the Buddha said, they must have earned money when they were young, but they didn't do it. Now they are suffering. Right? Now, when you go to the Chula Setti Jataka story, the Bodhisattva, Shakyamuni Buddha, in his one of his previous lives, was a wise person. So he saw on the road there was a dead rat. A rat was dead. He merely said, if somebody can sell this rat, he will become the Setti of this city, the greatest banker in the city. Right? And then what happened? One person heard about this, and then he thought, I don't know what's going to happen. Who is going to be a rich man by selling a dead rat? Anyways, I'm going to bring this dead rat to the market over there. And he sold it. Luckily, he sold it to somebody who had a couple of cats. Right? So he found the customer. So the person who happily bought that dead rat, and then what happened with the money he earned from that customer? Then what happened? He then bought something else. I think it was grass probably. So he then sold grass to someone who had some cows. And then he sold something else, milk. And finally, he slowly became an entrepreneur. He became the rich person in the whole city. Everything starts from a tiny thing, right? Even your Dhamma practice. So this story is something that the Buddha says to understand, although in today's world we may work for other people, we may have to work for other people, but ideally speaking, one day, try to start your own thing. This is not bad. One day, at the very least. So you have lots of security. You are not going after people. It might be very challenging. It may be challenging, but the happiness that you are making one day, you won't be getting from other people at that point. That's security. So Chulla Setti Jataka story and the advices Buddha gave to that to the monks about that couple who had 18 crore of money on both sides. It was about as such. So here, the idea was that there are many people, I think, when they look back, they become not happy the way how they spend money. That means spending money is not a fun. It might not be a fun at a certain point of our life. That means not about tiny little things, but maybe about life choices, right? There are people who are spending money on people that they are trusting a lot, but those people get changed over time, isn't it? And then they think about, oh, my money, my hard-earned money, I think I lost that money, right? So this is one thing. That means I think Pattakamma, issues with the Pattakamma, not knowing about the Pattakamma, there is a high chance of being remorseful about your money. Also, that you are somebody who has invested in unnecessary things, about probably things that are not really stable industries, probably digital money, probably not understanding the market out there, not understanding the investment plans, not understanding the tiny little clauses of insurance, right? So you may be somebody who has not properly understood what's happening out there, and then going and putting all your money into those people, and then you lose everything at the end. So that means understanding Pattakammas will help you to be happier person one day as a layperson, not become somebody who is remorseful. Once you have remorse, then what will happen? You will come up with kukucha. Right? Remorse means kukucha. Kukucha means it is a nivara. It stops you seeing the truth. Kukucha. Call it remorse. This is one of the 5 hindrances. Kukucha will come. Would you like to be remorseful, some folks, about your life in terms of money? I don't think you would like to be remorseful. You always want to feel that I spend money to the right person. I spend money to the right thing. I spend money for the proper activities. Not become very greedy about the money. Sometimes you have to spend money, invest money. All right, so now this person is not regretful. Yadatang bhogam ichcheya pandito ghara mavasa. So me atto anupatto katang anu. So I have whatever the way, for whatever the purpose, I have achieved my money. I'm a pandita, wise person staying at home, and the money has come to me. I have done everything not to make me remorseful, regretful. But what a very interesting, happy statement, if you could make it. At the end of the day, maybe in your, I don't say the ages, when you become this and that, if you look back, you're like, this, what a very happy statement. All right, last stanza, if we go to the questions. Anybody wants to read this? Anyone?
Bhante, I can try.
Yes, please. Right.
Etang anusarang macho or mako?
Macho.
Macho, okay. Etang anusarang macho ariyadame tito naro itdeva nang pasang santi pecha sagye kamodati di.
Yes, great. Etang anusarang macho ariya dhamme tito naru. Idhevanang pasang santi pecha sange pamodati. Sister Nine, you know why this cannot be said as Makko. If it is Makko, it has to be K.
Okay.
This is the difference. If it is CC, Cho.
All right.
Etang anusarang macho.
Mm.
Macho. All right. Now, let's start with macho. Interesting word. What is macho? Macho means a mortal. Mortal mean who is a mortal? Are we immortal? Are we immortal?
Yes.
We are immortal? Or are we mortal?
Mortal.
Are we are mortals, not immortal. Then you have to be someone who has attained Nibbana. So those who have attained Nibbana, they will never die, isn't it? Very interesting. That's the Buddha's idea. You are dying now when you are a mortal. When you attain Nibbana, you will never die. Right? That's why when people introduce Nibbana, they say Ajati, Ajara, Amaran. No jati, no decay, avyadi, no sickness, and no death. Deathless. Very interesting. Because we are all suffering with the death. Very scared of the death. You get this disease, that disease. I think almost in my this age and that age. Let's discuss this point, this mortal from another text. We go to Dhammapada, right? Dhammapada has a very interesting Pali stance. I think I already discussed with you a long time ago. This is the stanza which was given by one Samanera monk called Nigroda to the King Ashoka. His name was Chanda Ashoka. His name was Chanda Ashoka. Who is Ashoka? This emperor.
Okay.
He had a fascination to what you call conquer the whole Indian continent, right? But he was stopped by the Bactria, Greece, stopped by other places, but he was able to, conquer many places. After him, it was only Harsha who could do the same thing. 6th century in India, in Indian history. And you see, there's another one, Alexander from Greece, who died in his 30s. So this Ashoka was very unhappy about what happened. He liked conquering all these borders. But then one day, he was very disappointed about what's happening. He killed over 100,000 people. He wounded almost over 100,000 people. Looking at, he can't sleep. He cannot sleep. Sleep doesn't come to him. It's always memories come. He saw how people were dying. Very much distress, stress. So one day he saw, when he was looking out of his window, there was a small monk, very little monk, who was going. It is said that through the palace that time. So he was very happy seeing that sight. He immediately asked his security, "Can you bring him to my place?" And then they brought him. Even though he was 7 years old, he knew the manners. Then he said, "Please sit wherever you want." So he sat on the throne, Ashoka's throne. Interesting, right? He sat on there because he thought Dhamma is priceless. Dhamma is priceless. Dhamma has no particular status. So I have to sit on that place to give him a Dhamma talk, isn't it? And then he said, "I don't know many Dhamma things. I know only one stanza. I can tell you that stanza." I said, "Okay, go ahead." He said, "Appamadu amatapada amadu machu. Appamatta namiyanti ye pamattaya thama." This is the stanza in the Appamadava, first stanza, second chapter of Dhamma. What it means? Appamadu amatapada. Appamadu means heedfulness. That means heedfulness means not being late in Dhamma. It doesn't mean the lateness in your life. It means being late to fulfill Dhamma. So heedlessness in life in terms of kusala, appamadu, is a subject of deathlessness. That's what I'm trying to say, deathlessness. So when you are heedful, you are not, this is going to take you to the deathlessness. You are not dying. Pamado machuno pada. Heedlessness, negligence, heedlessness in one's life. That means not doing enough kusala in one's life, not training the thoughts over the course of time, always busy with their secular things, not think about anything out of that house chores. There are people as such. Finally, if they can take care of themselves, then the dog in the house, I have to take him out, take him for a walk. The whole day is so busy, can't think about anything else about what's happening in my life. And then, then some people, they bring work to the house too, right? So they have to work from house too after hours, right? There's no time for oneself at that point. So then Monk Negroda says, Pamado machun, heedlessness, negligence is a subject of death. Death. Now he describes Appamattana when someone is heedful, diligent, that person will never die. But physically may die, but never die. Like the Buddha. As Buddha died already, physically died, not died in our thoughts. Even the good people who have impressed you in your life, they never die. They are still in our thoughts. Maybe your mother, maybe your father, grandfather, grandparent, people in your country, they have never left us in our thoughts. They have impressed us a lot in our life. There are some individuals who are still living, but they are very late. They are very heedless. They are already dead, actually. Though they are living, they are dead people. And living. So we call them as
Living dead.
living dead people. Right? It's like a mobile library. Yeah? It's like living dead people. So this verse says how to be deathless. The understanding of, now there are a lot of people who might say that. Remember, I had an experience when I was getting in a bus in Vancouver a long time ago, 2012. I was working for the UBC at that time. One guy was talking, hey, you guys are destroying this whole universe. I said, why? He's a First Nation of Canada. See, you are saying, go against this nature. Why do you tell people to go to Nibbana? Then everything is gone. I try to tell them that experience the life, enjoy this universe. I said, I have never told like that. I agree with you. I wanted to approve the stuff that he was telling me. So now this verse states that the purpose of becoming an enlightened person is to be deathless, become an immortal. There are people who are making the idea when you attain Nibbana, that's it, everything is gone. This is called becoming a deathless person. So the idea here as a mortal is that we are still living. We are still supposed to die, mortals. Now in certain suttas, there is a certain idea about the beverage of goats. We call it nectar. Have you heard this? They drink nectar. When they drink nectar, they can be immortal. Those deities who are Deva, who are saying they are drinking nectar all the time, including Sakka. By drinking nectar, they can become immortal. But anyways, this is not a long-term thing, but in their own life. So we all are mortal. Now, you are, as a mortal, a person who are supposed to die as a layperson. Etam anusarana. Anusarana means anusarana. Think or reflect according to something. What are you supposed to recollect? What are you supposed to think about? Do we have reflections in Dhamma? Anusati. Now, sati means, as you know, awareness. And then anusati. What does anusati mean? Anusati. Some times ago, we saw from our brother T.C. Lim's virtual background, he was promoting Marana Anusati. 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 looking at the Marana, according to the phenomena of Marana, we are thinking about life. There are 6 main anusatis: Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, Sila, Chaga, Deva. That means you can practice, reflect about the 9 qualities of the Buddha. There, it will become a meditation. Now, for those people who cannot practice the regular mindfulness, I tell don't worry. Practice anusati. You can think, because you can reflect upon the Buddha's 9 qualities, you will become mindful. Right? Somebody might say, I cannot practice Buddha. Dhamma. Reflect upon 6 qualities of the Dhamma. You become mindful. We want everybody to be mindful, not in the same way. Right? If you don't like rice, go eat some spaghetti, right? There are many choices. Not that we all have to eat the same thing and become okay. And then Sangha. There are 9 qualities of the Sangha. Sometimes even the reflection about the triple gem might not work for some people. Then they can think about Sila, their own virtues. My practice of 5 precepts today. I have not killed any being today. I have not stolen. I have not sexually misbehaved. I have not lied. I have not taken any beverage or food so that my mind was clouded. I haven't done that today. Long term, but today, looking at today. So this can help you to be mindful, isn't it? When you think about today, I haven't done it. I'm so good. I'm so pure today. That will help you to become mindful. Sila. Chaga. Today I offered a dana. Maybe I've been very generous today, particularly. When you think about this thing, I offered some dana today. Maybe I helped out somebody. I spent some money on somebody, right? Not that you are thinking how to recover my money after offering, how to recover my money after the donation. That kind of thought will take back what you did, right? Not thinking like, not accounting what was given. There's some people I know, hey, don't account money you spent on the dana, don't even write down, I spent this much money for dana. It's given. Don't think about it. Because then, I mean, if you are a society, you may have to do it. But if you did it by yourself, don't account it. Right? Like, do you account some money you spend on your medical treatment? You will never do that. Because it's given for a worthy cause. The other first part to come. So in this way, we are trying to understand this point, what you call anustit, your own dana. When you think about your own dana, it can also become meditation. And devata. Devata means deva, thinking about deva, rukkha deva, tree spirits, then ground deva, another, maybe, we call him yani the bhutani samagadani, bummani deva, ground deva. Then antalikhe, devas in the sky. So may all devas be well and happy. So think about devas. Then that can also make you mindful. Now, for someone who thinks that others are not practicing kaya anupassana, vedana anupassana, chitta anupassana, dhamma anupassana, can we still say other people, they are not practicing meditation? We cannot say so. Buddha said different routes for different people. Now, it's not about that kind of anusati here. I was taking the word. You as a person who's going to die one day, thinking about, reflecting about your own practice of Pattakammas. Ariya dhamme tito naro. And tito means remains. You are naro. Who is a naro? Naro?
Man.
Naro is another word for man. Naro macho. Naro macho. Nara means man. We would rather say human. Naro is a human, so both genders can be included. Naro, macho. Ariya dhamme tito. You remain firm in the Dhamma. Tito means remain firm in the Ariya Dhamma, noble Dhamma. How to remain firm in the Ariya Dhamma? What do you think about it? How to remain firm? There are people who might remain. but how to remain firm in your Dhamma practice. The Dhamma practice has to be then consistent. Right? It has to be consistent. It has to be seamless. Right? There are three things that you need to practice in my own thoughts. They are not given in Dhamma in particular. One thing is you have to have a passion and ambition for practicing Dhamma. That's number one. Is that very important? Should you have a passion or ambition? Yes, definitely. Number two is you should commit to the practice. Not that today I'm okay, today I go, but tomorrow no, I'm very lazy tomorrow. I'll take time off. I don't want to go there. This is not a commitment. Stay committed. Number three is being innovative, being creative. How to practice Dhamma in a creative way. That means the situations that we are going to handle with Dhamma could be different. Isn't it? You go see your friends, you meet your relatives. They are different people. They are not people who you can handle in the first place. So you have to bring Dhamma according to the people, according to the way you should know how to practice it. We should have a buffer all the time. Let's say we always think, today I can practice patience. I can practice metta. But all of a sudden, conditions are going to change. Listen, today you are good. Today you are thinking, today, maybe tomorrow morning, you are going to practice some metta for 1 hour. But suddenly you hear from somebody, the water is going to be cut today in the morning. Now you don't know now, water is going to be cut. You don't have a place to store some water. You never expected. Now what's happening? Can you give metta to the water boat? People in the place we are giving the water. You are very unhappy. Why? They could have told us earlier, but they did not. Now, how can I stay? How can I go to the washroom? How can I make my food? How do I prepare breakfast for my family today? Can you keep your metta at that point? This is why I'm saying keep a buffer zone for your kusala practice, because the situation for practicing Dhamma is not always going to be same. Then let's take another example. You getting dressed. You are supposed to go for a certain event, but unexpectedly there is going to be traffic from the place where you're going to bring your vehicle. Now you are not able to go that trip. Maybe you are going to be very late. Can you still keep your patience? So this is the real practice of Dhamma. Not that you are making time for Dhamma all the time and then practicing as a good person. Like you are going to the forest. Who is going to disturb you in the forest? There are people who are going to the forest. Today I am going to meditate in the forest. Who is going to disturb you? Right? The real meditation happens in the household, outside, where people are going to trouble you, and then you are going to be calm and quiet by understanding those people and by understanding you. Right? So both have to be done. But I mean, true meditation, true awareness, true practice should happen there. So the idea here is that as a person, you are going to practicing for Pattakammas, you are going to remain firm in your Dhamma practice by consistent practice, by being ambitious, passionate about that Dhamma practice, being committed, and then being innovative. Innovative in the Dhamma practice, not trying to put blame on other people. You are creating a space for your Dhamma practice. You are creating that space, not that you are expecting, hey, you have to be like this so I can practice my Dhamma. Don't talk, huh? If you talk, I cannot practice my meditation. Don't do this thing, otherwise I will say bad things to you. You are trying to control other people to practice your Dhamma. Why is that? You create yourself. You create your own space for Dhamma. Whatever. If people are mean, bad to you, but you remain firm in your Dhamma practice. This is true Dhamma practice. So you're going to be like that. Remain steadfast or firm in Dhamma practice. Then what will happen? These are about this life, next life. Idevanang pasansanti. This kind of person is very much praised in this life. Not even that. Pecha Sakki. Pecha means after death. Sakki, maybe heaven, Amoda. This kind of person is praised in this world by others at the same time. This kind of person is praised and feel happy in next life. So this is the sutta. Now, in order for us to summarize with our timing, let me ask you a couple of questions. This is the last day of our Pattakamma Sutta study. All right. Pattakamma Sutta, what is the most important thing in this sutta? Anybody can answer this question? What is the most important thing that you can learn from Pattakamma Sutta? No idea?
They earn the wealth righteously. Earn your wealth righteously.
Huh?
That
Yeah.
correct?
Earning money righteously is a fundamental virtue in Buddhism. But the most important thing in the Pattakamma Sutta is how to manage your wealth wisely. This is the most important thing. So we all are handling our own wealth. Money, real estate, wealth. Wealth has everything. How to manage your wealth wise according to the Buddhism. Then the Buddha brings a very interesting term for that. Pattakamma. Pattakamma. This is the word. That means our wealth has to go to 4 Pattakammas. There are 4 Pattakammas. How to manage our wealth wise has to be understood by bringing our money into 4 Pattakammas. What are they? Number 1.
Your family. Take care of the family.
How about us? We have to take care of us first.
Ourselves first.
We have to-
Then
our-
parents.
take care-
Parents.
Yes, let's start slowly. The first thing is we have to take care of us in the first place. Some people misunderstand this. How do they misunderstand? Some people misunderstand this means that I have to pamper a lot. I have to pamper myself a lot without understanding a boundary. Yes, you may pamper yourself, but you should have a limit for that. Otherwise, you might indulge in this pampering, and then you will not do anything for your other people. So yes, be happy with what you have. At the same time, take care of yourself in terms of food, other very important needy things. Then this is the first Pattakamma, which has other things also. Then taking care of yourself, taking care of your family, including your parents, spouse, children. Not only them, your
Yes.
other people in the household, maybe servants, maids, also your friends, everybody. So this is the first Pattakamma, right? Now, at the same time, you are going to allocate certain wealth for the second category. That means you are not spending all that money for yourself and your people. Right? Isn't it? Otherwise, how are you going to save money for them, other people? That means you are allocating a certain money as a priority for yourself and to the people we discussed. Then the second Pattakamma. What is that for? Second Pattakamma?
To secure the wealth.
Securing, making sure that your wealth is adequately secured, right? From
the 5 danger.
There are many issues, many what do you call? Many disasters, many problematic things for our wealth. One issue is
Fire.
Fire. These are natural hazards. Fire. Then
Flood,
Theft.
flood, theft,
fire, water.
government,
Government.
The government.
Unfaithful,
That means unreasonable taxing.
unfaithful heirs, inheritance.
That means displeasing heirs.
Yes.
So that means you have to make sure that your wealth is protected from these problems. That means you have to do certain things. What can you do for fire? That means you have to buy and bring a very big safe to your house.
Fire insurance.
Now there is a hazard from fire.
insurance.
What can you do? This can happen anytime. That means you have to go to a shop and buy a very large safe, like in a bank, bring that to your house, put everything inside. This is not practical. Maybe you buy a small safe. Maybe you bring your stuff into a safe in a bank. Or you are going to buy an insurance. If there are sentimental stuff, then if they are burned, then you can't take them back. Then you're going to bring them into a safe. Right? And then water, same thing. Huh? You are going to buy a property where you see there is no flooding happening. Make sure that that area is very good. And then theft. There are a lot of theft happening, vehicle theft, house breakings, right? So you have to make sure that the neighborhood is a crime-free neighborhood, right? At least. And then planning your will. You have to have a good will with some terms and conditions. Huh? You would not like to let it be enjoyed by the people who you don't like. Actually, we have to let go what we have, at least give to someone who is really worthy for that wealth when we die, right? If you are not properly making a will, what will happen to your money and wealth? Then the displeasing heirs will be taking that. Displeasing heirs. Then you have to make the will, right? When you do the will, you have to be careful. Huh? There are other problems also around that. Who to give that? So making sure that will be properly given with some terms and conditions and it's clear. This is the second Pattakamma. Then third Pattakamma. You have to still allocate some money and wealth for the third category.
For investing, Bhante.
Third one?
Investing.
Is it
For the
properly
business.
Five balis. The five
Five
balis.
balis. The proper name is five balis. There are 5 things. We call them balis. You have to fulfill. As lay people, you must fulfill 5 balis. I also told you there is a place we already know how people fulfill balis. Still, Deva did not come and help them. What a pity. Huh? Deva did not come and help them. Where is it? Where do we know that?
Vaishali.
Vesali. Buddha and Bhante Ananda telling Deva, you have not properly executed your duties as Deva. So these people, Devacha Rattocha Hara, they have not even given you Bali lunchtime. They have given Bali day and night. But you still have not come to Vesali and then help these individuals. Means just because you do the prayers, don't expect Deva come and do that. Huh? That means you have to plead for the Deva. Deva, please come and help us. Right? Otherwise, Deva might take all the offerings. Probably they are very busy. Right? So, Divacha Rattocha Haranti Bali Asmahine Rakkata Appamatta. So these people have been giving you balis day and night. So please heedlessly come and help them. But anyways, you have to keep doing your 5 balis. First bali is Atiti Bali. That means you have to be a very good
Host.
very good host, hospitable person. There are terms and conditions, huh? Because you are not bringing all the strangers into your house and letting them make a mess in the house. So you have to understand who is your visitor, who are going to be your visitors. But you really take care of them. Make sure you are giving food, you are giving them comfort, right? So Atiti Bali. And then Atiti Bali, Devata Bali. Devata Bali means giving offerings to the Deva. That means giving offerings to Deva is a very important thing. You might do in your own Chinese culture. Everybody does in their own culture. It's a very good thing. Then, Pubba Peta Bali. That means giving good karmas to the departed ones. Your mother, maybe your mother, father, maybe other people, right? So, means it's very important to give good karmas to departed ones. I would take a few seconds of time. Give me a second. Yes. Right. That. Then there are two. Are there two others or one other Bali? Now we talk about Atiti, then Devata Bali, then
The government
Upapeta Bali,
tax.
Raja Bali.
Yes.
Raja Bali means
Government tax.
yeah, pay the tax. Right? Pay the tax is a Buddhist responsibility. Right? It's not a bad thing, right? Paying tax is a responsibility of a Buddhist, not even a citizen of the country. Right? But the problem is there may be issues with the taxing. People might be very bad in levying unnecessary taxes, but paying tax is a Buddhist thing. Buddha has said that in clear terms. Right? So, these 5 Balis, this is going to the third Pattakamma. Then last Pattakamma, what is it? Last Pattakamma? Last Pattakamma is about taking care of, maybe offering to the Sangha in terms of Dana. You have to allocate some money for that also. Allocate money for the first Pattakamma, for yourself, for your close near ones. Allocate money for the second category of Pattakamma, for the emergency and all that. Allocate money for the Panchabali. Allocate money for Sangha, for Dakina. These are the 4 Pattakammas you are supposed to fulfill in your life. Before the Pattakammas, Buddha started the sutta with something interesting. He started the sutta with what did we learn? Initially, at the beginning of this sutta, Buddha started the sutta with something interesting. He was starting the sutta with an interesting statement that there are 4 lay people's wishes that you have to understand. They are not bad wishes, they are very good ones. What are they? Can somebody tell me what are they?
Wishes,
To
I
gain
think
wealth
Earning your wealth
righteously.
righteously.
The first wish is about wealth. May
Yeah.
wealth come to me righteously. That means earning money is not a bad thing, but the problem is earning money unrighteously. So lay people have to make sure that they have this wish. May I be, money does not come to me righteously, but may I be able to make righteous money. May money come to me in righteous. So I make a living, maybe I study for making a good, making money in a good way, in a righteous way. That means in order for you to make a righteous living, you have to study for that particular living. That means for those people who are studying now, you should know what to study, because otherwise you will end up with something, you will make money unrighteously. Then you can't change your careers at that point. Isn't it? Let's say you are studying without understanding how this money will come to us, right? Then finally you come to a certain place, you have a good job, but you feel I'm not happy with this money. I'm trying to take commissions a lot. I'm trying to miscommunicate. I'm trying to mislead people. I'm trying to promote wrong products. I'm trying to sell things for people to become messed up in their life. But you're not happy, but you have money. Then how to stop this? When you study time, you are understanding that you are going to make a study for a living where you are going to make righteous money. That's the first wish. This wish is a challenge. You have to prepare. That is how you're going to make it. No wish is going to happen to you naturally. Yeah, you have to do the background work for that. Second wish, when you have righteous money, the immediate thing that will happen, that will come to your mind is
Good reputation.
Good reputation or fame, famous.
I would say good reputation in terms of becoming a good person. There are people who try to become famous, but this is mostly about having a good reputation, about your good character. Now, when you are a good person, when other people uh, appreciate you, are you not getting motivated? You are getting motivated, right? You are getting motivated all the time. Let's say you are working in a company, your boss is going to every cubicle and give a pat to your shoulders. Hey, good luck. You're doing good. You feel motivated, right? When somebody is telling you you are practicing this, you are doing this, we appreciate you. Every moment somebody is making that, you appreciate it. You feel happy, and then you will continue. But the problem is, then are you with the right people to be appreciated? This is the problem. Maybe you are doing a lot of good things with bad people. They will never appreciate you, right? There are people, when you give a drop of water, they will appreciate lifetime. When you give ocean of water, but people never appreciate when you are with the bad people, right? Wrong, evil people, papa mittas. That means in order for you to get the right reputation, ethical reputation, you must be surrounded by the right people, kalyana mittas. So you have to make them. They are not coming to your life easily. Most people come to us, they are those people, the opposite people, most people, most. So we have to filter out, and then we will say hi and bye to everybody. But the people we are going to make intimate is those kalyan. Now, righteous money, wealth, and then a good reputation in terms of your life and what you do. Then the third thing is that now you want to live long.
Live long.
Then you can practice more Dhamma. You don't want to die early. Not because you have tanha, not because you want to enjoy this life, not because you want to pamper yourself, not because you want to spoil, because when you have more time, I can practice more. Even when you listen to a Dhamma talk, Dhamma talk given probably 10 years ago, when you listen to that Dhamma talk now, you learn something new. Why is it? Is it the problem of the Dhamma talk? No, is it our problem? We haven't looked at that particular thing at that time. That means we need lots of time to practice. If we have more time, we can practice more. Practicing more means we can apply easily, understand. So
we are wiser now.
Huh?
We are wiser now than before.
Becoming wiser, and then understanding more.
Yeah.
Some people never understand. Only they have to be old to understand. They have to be old, physically old. Yeah. That's how they understand. But before that, no, I don't want to think about it. But because now physically they are made to understand. But then the time has gone. They cannot sit down, they cannot talk, they cannot stay still. Everything will become a challenge with them. Then the last one, when you have time to practice, when you are using your time properly, then you are thinking about your death. One day you are going to die. You are understanding more Dhamma, but at the same time, what if I don't become a Sotapanna in this life, in my own way? Then I should have enough good karmas to carry for the next life, making sure doing more good karmas so that we'll be benefited. In order for fulfilling these 4 wishes we discussed, we have to practice 4 Dhamma things. They are before the Pattakammas. What they are?
Faith.
Saddha, Sila, Tyaga, Panya. Saddha means we have to develop, improve trust. Trust about the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, trust about us, trust self-confidence, trust in our relationships. When you don't have trust in your relationships, what will happen to you every day? You are struggling a lot, you are arguing a lot, you are suspecting a lot, because there is no proper communication. Everybody wants to shut other people's mouth. they want to shut other people's mouth. They also want to shut down, and then they're gonna blast, right? Not there is no proper communication. It's very important. And then Saddha Sila, practicing some discipline, not even the precepts. And then Chaga, being generous, and then Sampanya. Now, practicing these 4 will help us achieve the 4 wishes And then the Buddha says about the Pattakamma. This is what we've been learning for the last many weeks. Now I would like to ask if you have any questions, you can ask about the sutta, because we are going on to a new sutta from next Friday.
Bhante, can Buddhists join the armed forces, or I mean the military, in terms of from the perspective of precious wealth?
Precious?
Wealth.
Precious.
So precious wealth is also like right livelihood, right? So can Buddhists join the armed forces
Yeah,
or become
definitely.
soldiers?
Definitely.
But then in the armed forces, you kill to defend the country in war.
Yeah, it's a very good question, because the problem is somebody might join the armed forces to have with some different intentions.
Yeah.
Initially, they have their ethics, right? In their ethics, they are taught to defend the country. They are defending the country, right? So, well, in the first place, you have a choice, right? I mean, if you are not very comfortable with joining as such, you would have not joined the military at that point, law enforcement, right? So, according to the Buddha, what Buddha said is that do not ordain someone who is escaping the military. This is what he said. That the monks don't ordain anybody who is escaping the military, law enforcement, because they may have done a wrong thing. Now they're going to join. Then they can't take him back to the prison for a law case. He said that to me, right? But joining military is okay because the intention is to defend the country. In order for many other people to practice the Dhamma, country has to be safe. What if everybody is practicing Dhamma? You are having a lot of problems in the country. There are bombs happening, explosions happening, people are killing each other. Who is going to do that part? So there is this intention. I'm joining the law enforcement to protect the country. I might have to use extra power in terms of domestic violence if I become a police member, but I do it to stabilize peace in that household and not to kill these people. What if becoming a lawyer, you may have to take the side of somebody? This is one issue. Then if you are not comfortable, don't join. Don't go to the bar exam and become a lawyer. But somebody has to be a lawyer. What about other opportunities, right? Somebody has to do. But I don't think what matters is not joining that particular profession. What matters is your intention in that particular. You might be a judge. Judge has to always work with the cases. He may have to sentence people to death, maybe to prison. But in the penal code, it said, no judge can do it with malicious thoughts. I'm going to do this for you. No, I have to follow the procedures. I have to follow the penal code of that country, not with malicious thoughts. So I think it's the intention. It's up to them.
Yes.
You don't know. I think if they properly have their intention, I'm doing this to protect. Let's say a judge is sending a thief to the prison for 7 years. Why is doing that? And protect all the, other people's belongings, the community, that kind of thing, right?
So those people who join the army, after they retire, they cannot ordain as monk.
They cannot.
Can they ordain as monk?
They can be ordained, but the monks have to make sure they have properly left the army, military.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
At that time, there were people who borrowed money from other people, lot of money, and they became monks. So the judge cannot sentence them to the prison, sent to the prison. So they are monks now. Nowadays, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Now, another thing, Brother T.C. Lim, is that in Sri Lanka, long time ago, there was a king, long time ago, probably 1,000 years ago. This king is a very funny man. I mean, he doesn't like to send people to the death sentence. What he did, he wants to show people that I am properly ruling the country. So he was trying to hang the people, not the right people, the dead people. He's bringing dead bodies from the cemetery. He's hanging them.
Oh,
People see what I'm doing. But he's not hanging anybody in the country. Those bad people. So he did that. He said, I want to protect the people. I don't like to hang anybody. So we cannot do that kind of very funny things because country has to understand what to do so that everybody is safe. So joining military is no problem. Joining military, becoming a lawyer, becoming a doctor, anybody is not bad. Unless their intention is bad to do anything wrong.
Right.
It's up to them.
thank
All
you,
right. Any
Bhante.
other questions about Pattakamma Sutta? If there are no,
Bhante, I would like to
yes,
ask why the fourth Pattakamma is like isolated from the rest of the Pattakamma? Why is it especially for the what do you call this monks or things like that? Should it not like go under the Pattakamma before it, which is the third one where you're offering to like relatives and your friends and all those things?
do you mean the order of the Pattakamma?
No, I'm asking why they have a special Pattakamma just for the making offerings to the monks and those mendicants and everything. Yeah.
It was given because everybody is expecting a good life when they pass away. Spiritual life matters. Actually, to say that spiritual life matters at the end. You might be with your people around, but one day you're going to die. What you are carrying? Are you carrying your wife? Are you carrying your husband, your children? Are you carrying your money in the bank, your job? No, you're not carrying anything. You are leaving behind everything. So then people have to do something, a dakina, uddagika dakina, so that they are making sure they have enough good karmas to transition into a next life. That's why it has come to the end. And it doesn't say that you have to prioritize that. But when you allocate money, you emergencies, balis, and then the dana activities. Now you will see Pubba Beta Bali. You may also do the dana at that point. But attending to the virtuous Sangha members and offering and doing things to propagate the Buddha Sasana is very important for someone's spiritual life here and then the next life. Because if you take care of your people, if you make sure your money, if you do Panchabali, they might not be enough for you to stay good in the sansaric life. That's why it was given as the end. But 4 things have to be simultaneously done. If somebody ignores one of them, it's not good. All right, so our next sutta is going to be Patama Samajivikata Sutta. This is an interesting sutta. It's about how to look at your lay life in terms of your relationship. I think we have to understand this too, because we've been discussing some deep suttas before, and we have discussed about suttas about kilesas, asavas, and we discuss about now the wealth management. Now we are going down to the teachings about how to stay good, positive, with kusala in a relationship kind of thing. That's what the Buddha says in the Patam Samajivikata Sutta. You'll be sent the Sutta's text and translation probably in a few more days. Any other questions before we transfer the good karmas? Oops.
Which Nikaya is that, Bhante? What
Anguttara
Nikaya?
Nikaya. You'll be given the text and translation and print out.
Thank you.
All right, then we'll do the transference of good karmas. May all the good karmas which we've been making today, the last day of our Pattakamma Sutta's study, be transferred to all the departed ones. May they be well and happy. This is also Pattakamma, right? Pubba Peta Bali. May all the departed ones finally attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Idam mi nyati nang huntu sukita huntu nyatayo. Idam mi nyati nang huntu sukita huntu nyatayo. Idam mi nyati nang huntu sukita huntu nyatayo. May all the good karmas be shared by all Deva Naga Mahitika. It is also another Bali, third Pattakamma, Devata Bali. May Deva Naga Mahitika be well and happy. May they protect and bless all of us with good health, quality of life, and prosperity. May they in particular bless our Dhamma journeys. May Deva Naga Mahitika also finally attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Ettavata cha ammehi sambhatang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabda sampatti siddhya. Ettavata cha ammehi sambhatang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabda sampatti siddhya. Ettavata cha ammehi sambhatang punya sampadang sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Akasattha cha bhummattha devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu lokasasanam. Akasattha cha bhummattha devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu desanam. Akasattha cha bhummattha devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu mang paranti chirang rakhantu mang sadanti. Also, more importantly, in our spiritual life, spiritual friendships, kalyana mitras, make up more than everything. The Buddha said, kalyana mitrata makes up more than everything in our Dhamma life. That means, may we be able to be in the company of kalyana mitras, noble friends, till we attain Nibbana. Thinking thus, we're going to make this wish. Imina punya kammena mami bala samagamo satan samagamo hotu yavanimba patya. Finally, may all the good karmas which we've been making in this series of understanding Pattakamma Sutta by today be supportive and helpful for all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Abhivadana siddhissa niccang vaddha pachāyino chattaro dhamma vaddhanti ayuvanno sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevacha ato nibbana sampatti iminati saminjatu. Sadhu, sadhu. It's the end of our discussion today. Wishing you a good night and see you next Friday.
Okay.
Yes.
Good night, Bhante.
Thank
Good
you.
night,
Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Bhante.
Bye,
Sadhu, sadhu,
Bhante.
sadhu.
Bhante.
Sadhu,
Good
sadhu,
night.
everyone.
Good night.
Night, everybody.
Thank you. And